Good morning. Today is August 3rd, Monday, August 3rd, and it is a new edition of Talent Talk. I am Jurgen Robinson, and with me today, we also have the imitable. I don't even know if that's a word, but hello, Ashley.
Good morning.
And we have the stupendous Davina.
Oh my God. Imitable? Did you?
I think I meant to say imitable, but yeah.
There's just no words for me.
Imitable.
And last but not least, this fantastic Steve Chung.
Woo! Happy Monday. I was wondering what word I was going to get. It Ashley got like imitable.
You know what? I would have to pull out a thesaurus.
Yeah, I have to look that one up. Hopefully, it's Anyway,
I do think that what I was trying to say is I think it is inimitable. Like it cannot be imitated or duplicated.
Unchanging.
Yep. No, not unchanging. You can't be copied. Oh. You're one of a kind.
Okay, so here, this is actually imitable is worthy of being imitated. That's pretty good.
Oh.
That is not the definition I got, but I will take that. I like that one.
I like that one.
You guys. Oh man.
Word of the day.
Good Monday. Right.
That's how we roll, right off the top of the head.
Always.
How are you guys doing today? Good weekends?
Yeah. Beautiful weekend.
It was a really gorgeous weekend this weekend.
Yep.
And Ashley, you're looking a little tan yourself.
We spent a lot of time on the water this weekend. It was really nice.
Oh man. Sun's out, people are out. It's summertime. It feels like summertime now, as opposed to about a month ago when it's just like, holy smoke, everyone's inside, weather's gloomy. It's feeling good.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. You know what? So today we have every Monday when we're doing our Talent Talk, we are doing something real estate related. We're trying to bring you great information, something that is valuable, and hopefully along the way you're going to learn something you didn't know already. And today what we're going to talk about is home insurance. I know you are excited. Why wouldn't you just get excited about the thought of learning about home insurance? But I guarantee today's guest is going to not only you're going to learn something, but you're going to have a little fun with it as well. He's been in the home insurance or in the insurance industry in and of itself literally forever. Davina is going to tell you a little about it before we introduce him. But on the background information, homeowners insurance is made up of coverages that may help pay to repair or replace your home and belongings if they are damaged by certain perils such as fire or theft. It may also help cover costs if you accidentally damage another person's property or if a visitor is injured at your home. So you can't wait, right? What do you guys think?
It's good to have.
We gotta have it. We gotta,
Hopefully you don't need it, but it's good to have it.
That's exactly what insurance is about, right? You never want to use it, but thank goodness you have it when you need it.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we have a little trivia question associated with this, right, Ashley?
Yeah. So, just tying in with our guest. So how many years has Farmers Insurance been serving customers? Is it 32 years, 52 years, 72 years, or 92 years?
Yeah, they've got that.
I think I have an idea just based off of the conversation we just had with and knowing a little bit of background on Jim, but
I have that feeling too.
What was that?
I think it's been around much longer than I would have thought.
You said I
was going to say we, but I decided not to speak for you guys.
Yeah.
I say go big, go home, right?
Actually, I think each of those years is more than your years, isn't it?
No, not just barely.
I don't want to say how old you are, Ashley, right? No.
I'd have to.
That's okay.
Yeah. No, I always think when I hear farmers, it you know, a good jingle stays in your head forever. I can't hear the name Farmers Insurance without "We are farmers."
Farmers. I know that's the little thing. That's what I hear in my head. You say farmers, it's like, boom, there. Now it's gonna be stuck for a little while.
Yeah.
Yep.
That and
Yep.
ridiculous insurance coverages that they've had over the years with the one guy, the bald guy going through the Insurance Hall of Fame stuff.
Those are some of my favorite commercials.
I think insurance
They're
commercials
good.
in general have really stepped up their game and become very entertaining and catchy. Yeah. So, you know, if you didn't guess, since we're talking about farmers, our guest is from Farmers Insurance. How about that tie-in, right? Are we ready to introduce our guest?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Is he ready? Are you back there screaming, saying, "Let me in"? Okay, we hear you.
No,
All right.
Davian, I can literally see him in the shadow box down below, and he's like this.
Well, this guy is amazing. So he and his wife, Erin, have they are owners of a local farmer insurance agency, and they have been around for many, many, many years, even in our community and serving the local communities. They've been an amazing resource, and they've really been really great friends to us. Jim, like Ashley was mentioning, or Jurgen was mentioning as well, kind of all that time, he's been in the insurance industry for 50 years, guys, 50 years. So we are just wanting to glean and get as much information as we can by this wise man. And we are happy to introduce the lovely, the amazing, the imitable Jim Dunn.
Welcome, Jim.
Welcome,
Wow,
Jim.
I tell you what, you guys, that's the music I hear when I wake up in the morning. Karen plays that for me as I get out of bed and everything, and it's really great.
Really?
It's amazing. It's amazing. I can't get enough of it. You know what I mean?
She plays it on her guitar.
That's right. She's playing the guitar. You guys, welcome. Good morning. It's great to be with you all.
Oh, thank you for the time. We're honored, definitely honored to have you. So let's get in right on a couple questions that we have for you today. So we're talking about homeowners insurance, and can you tell us, like, how important is it to have homeowners insurance?
Well, generally, people buying a home, it's one of the largest assets that they have. And they want to protect that, and they're going to protect it in a couple of ways. Damage to the property, whether it's from a fire or flood or vandalism, whatever happens to it. And then the other part of it that most people forget is the liability side. So from the liability side, if you happen to have something happen on your property, that protects you, the liability protects you, but it also protects you away from the property. And the example I use all the time is you go hunting with somebody, you accidentally shoot them in the leg or shoot them in the back, God forbid. That homeowner's liability protection is going to protect you if you're deemed to be liable. So homeowners insurance has a lot of different moving parts. And it's kind of a special policy because people only have typically two liability policies in their lives: their car insurance liability and then their home insurance liability. So that's that's kind of the answer to that question. Number two. Did that answer the question?
Jim is going to be directing traffic
Everybody
today.
Who's watching, they told me I had to keep the answers short because I have a tendency to just go on and on and on and on.
No.
Okay. So you kind of answered our second question, which was, is it required when purchasing a property? And that answer is going to be
absolutely. Lenders are gonna require, but even if you buy for cash, you're going to want to have something to protect one of the largest assets that you have.
Okay. You know, Jim, when talking about buying homeowners insurance and in reference to like the premium, does a premium ever change after the purchase? And if so, I mean, for what reason?
Well, premiums typically don't change from the base. When premiums will change is when everybody's premium changes. And there is one time when the premium will change, and that's typically in every homeowner's policy. There is an automatic provision that increases the value of the policy, and it's in line with inflation. So if the house goes up in value by 4 or 5%, then the premiums are going to go up a little bit to pay for that increase in the value of the policy. Talking about the value of the home, and of course, correspondingly, then you have more coverage for contents and things like that. It can also go up if you have a couple of claims during the year, and or if things change. We get calls all the time. I've added a shed, I've added a garage, I've added a barn, we've remodeled the house, and we've got more valuables in the home. So if you add to the policy, the premium is going to go up.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But typically, from just a baseline, no, it doesn't go up unless something happens with the policy, or if companies take a rate increase, generally because claims costs are going up, that type of thing.
You know, Jim, with insurance, we definitely know that it's needed. It's something we probably give very little thought to. We know we have to get it, so we go get it, and oftentimes we might bundle. But what are some ways, like when we think about that and knowing the cost can vary, what are some ways that people can qualify for a discount on home insurance?
Okay, by bundling, having your home insurance with your auto insurance. If you put a new roof on your house, let your agent know. There's some carriers have a new roof discount. There are also carriers that if you do some things inside your house to prevent things from happening. And I'll take just 30 seconds here to tell you that water losses represent almost 30% of all claims, and it's higher than that, much higher than that in older properties. So if people would take the time, if they got an older property, to replace their hoses, take a look at their water heater, do things that they can help to prevent claims from happening. If you have too many claims in a homeowner's policy, you're not going to be able to get a preferred rate. You get into the standard market, and then it becomes very expensive. So just like anything else, preventive maintenance, simple things: change the hoses in your dishwasher, your wash machine, any place where you've got hoses that connect, you've got a hot tub, things like that. Preventive maintenance just helps all the time with that. Take care of your windows. If there's caulking that's drying out or things like that, recalk the windows. Just take care of things that can cause water losses, and water damage in a house sometimes isn't covered depending on what type of water damage that it is. So do yourself a favor and do some preventive maintenance around the house. So Steve, does that answer your what you want? It was you that asked that question, right?
It answers it.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Jim. How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
No, I'll be playing the role of Steve today. So
yeah,
every day we actually draw names of who we're going to be before the broadcast. So.
Wow, everybody wants to be either Ashley or Davina, right, guys?
Absolutely.
So funny.
And I think Davina's got the next question.
Yeah, so actually, this really what you just talked about led to the next question is in regards to qualifying for a policy. So does the person that's applying and the property also need to both qualify?
Yeah, they can come that way. If you're buying a home, particularly an older home that's got a lot of claims, most insurance companies share their claims history with other insurance companies. So we know if you're buying a property that's had 4 or 5 claims in the last 3 years, we're going to want to know what has been done to prevent that from happening in the future. Also, if a person is turning in a lot of claims, particularly small claims, you could then you're going to have a more difficult time qualifying for a preferred rate. There's a market for everything. We in our agency we represent just about every standard carrier that there is in the marketplace. So if you come to us with 10 claims, we're going to be able to write that homeowner's policy. There may be some coverage issues, but we're able to get you the coverage. But if you've got an older property, the rate is going to be higher because we know that we're going to have water losses. The house will burn more quickly because the wood in the house is more brittle than the new wood that's purchased. The roof is going to leak more often. The windows are going to leak more often because it's an older property. And that's why I say preventive maintenance is important, that you take care particularly of an older property.
Yeah, especially in Washington.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then you got mold issues, which
Well, I don't.
Yes, I talked to your wife, and yes,
Oh,
you've got mold issues.
Yeah.
You didn't know it, Jurgen? Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Jurgen, it's not moldy but goody. It's oldie but goody.
Yeah. Unfortunately for me, it's moldy but goody. I think Ashley's got your next question.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm sure the answer is yes to this, but we're hoping to hear if you have an example of when a homeowner's insurance stepped in to significantly benefit a person or a family in a difficult situation.
Yeah, I got a lot of them actually, but I'll start with one when I was a young agent. I had a guy, he purchased a van on a Friday night, wasn't able to get a hold of me. He took a bunch of kids up to Mount Rainier, got in a head-on collision, and all the kids were hurt in that accident. And they did not let us know that they had bought the van. And the insurance company, after some conversation with me, we stepped up and paid all of those claims for all of those kids. We replaced the van and stepped up and took care of those folks. And I felt very proud to be part of the industry as a new agent. Another one that happened was a family was having a party at their house. They happened to have a barn. They had a trampoline. They had kids that were jumping off of the loft in the barn onto the tramp, and they had a bigger kid. He jumped off the trampoline, collapsed the tramp, and had an injury to his spine. And the insurance company, within 30 days, stepped up and created a lifetime income and medical solution program for him. And it was another time when I felt proud to represent the company that I have and also the industry that we had for that. And another one maybe closer to home was when we had the flood down in Centralia. The Farmers Insurance, to give a little plug for Farmers, Farmers has mobile claims units, and this was in the beginning of when that was a fad. And we had a mobile claims unit in Centralia within 6 hours of the start of that flood. And we were allowing, it didn't matter whether people were customers of ours or not, they could come to the van, they could charge their phones, they could get in contact with their families. It was terrific. And then the agents got together and stepped up and loaded up a semi and took food, and set up a stand, and we were grilling hot dogs and giving snacks and water and helping people with clothing. It was just a tremendous, and that happened on a national level also with some of the national disasters that we have had. And it's just when we get an opportunity as a an industry, our insurance industry, to give back, we always look for that, as do you guys in real estate. I know that the group at Talent and John L. Scott do a lot of work in the community. And I'm proud to just be part of your success team. And it's always terrific when I see the little things that you guys do and some of the big things that you do in the community. But as far as the insurance industry, we and our agency and in our agent group here in Western Washington, we have many examples of stepping up for communities and for individuals. Yeah, there's lots of cool stuff when you talk about things we do. Sometimes all we get is the bad press about what we don't do, but just like anybody in business, we're all doing great things behind the scenes, and we don't necessarily need the props. Sometimes doing it anonymously is cooler than doing it when you get the recognition.
You know, I love the fact of how you've actually been involved in things stepping up and doing something great like that. Except I'm just completely immature. When you said that somebody jumped on a tramp and or jump and crumpled a tramp, I wasn't thinking about trampoline. I was just hearing that and I was snickering to myself because I'm completely immature. So,
well, it's the reason we won't let you have a trampoline, Jurgen. No trampoline for you.
No trampoline for Jurgen. No food for you.
Yeah, they had a bunch. There was a party, and there was like 20, 30 kids, and they were all jumping, and this one kid just hit it wrong, and it was a real tragedy. In fact, I saw him about a year ago, saw the young man about a year ago, and that program we set up for him continues to be a major part of his life even today. This is 40 years ago. So
wow.
Yeah. So you do great things. Yeah.
Wow. It's awesome hearing like the feel good stories. And I know, Jim, you've like been doing this for years. And something you said even early on in during the show here is using an example of if you shot someone in the leg versus shooting someone in the back, and how the insurance is covered. And I thought, well, if you're shooting someone, you probably got bigger problems with the insurance. But doing this as long as you have, what kind of crazy, maybe funny stories do you have that just kind of stick out over the last?
I got the email from Jurgen. He wanted to know some funny stories, so I got a couple of them. The first one is a guy called one of our offices. I happened to be an agent in my group in Seattle, and he said he wanted to insure his home, and the agent said, "Well, give me the address of the property." And the guy said, "I'm not quite sure where." The key to this story is where it is right now. And Bob said, "What do you mean where it is right now?" And he said, "Oh, look at that. How cute is she?" I'll interrupt that story.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. Wow. Good morning, sweetheart. What is her name?
This is Madeline.
Hey, Madeline. You know what? I have a great granddaughter that was just born named Madeline.
Oh,
and yes,
I love it.
And so good morning, and we're really happy to have you on our show. Yes. Yeah. So anyway,
she is the star.
Yeah, she is the star. Awesome. So anyway, this guy said I don't know where it is right now, and it turned out that this guy had bought a small house, and they had picked it up and were moving it to another town, and he had forgot to insure it before it got on the trailer, and he was quite upset that we would not insure the home as it was going down I-5. And from our perspective, we thought that was pretty funny. He did take a picture. He went and got a picture. This is before the sophistication we have now, and dropped off a picture at the agent's office showing that it actually was on the trailer. And he said, "It's a stable trailer. It really is." And things like that. Another story that we have is we had some folks who take us literally about what's covered on a policy. And there was back in the day, the Seahawks were playing a football game in Seattle, and we had that big snowstorm, and there was power outages all over the place. And we had a group of folks who thought that the language that the agent said is this policy covers just about everything, and so they weren't able to get to the grocery store. So they showed up at our office with grocery bags, wanting to know where they could go to select the food they needed for the next few days from our insurance office. And we literally stood there. I mean, it had to be like 8 or 9 of them. They were there to have the insurance company buy their food for them. We thought that we had a grocery store in the back, and we had to go. We had to literally. We said, "Hang on a minute," and we had to go into the conference room, close the door, and we just busted out laughing, and we didn't want to embarrass those folks. And it took us a few minutes to get ourselves together. We came back out and said, "Okay. We're going to take a couple of you. We're going to put you in a car. We're going to get you to the nearest place that might be open to help you get some food." But probably the funniest was we had a guy bought a motorhome, and he went through all the details of the motorhome, and he didn't understand the difference between cruise control and automatic pilot. And he put the thing on cruise control and went to the bathroom as it was going down the road. And he was quite upset with the manufacturer that his autopilot had failed, and was actually quite concerned that the insurance company was less than enthralled with him in going to the bathroom. He said, "I had to go."
Wow, you get some doozies.
And every one of those stories on television with the farmers' ads, all of those things come from agents. They're not made up. They actually happened. And they every month you get to submit a claim that you think might they be able to use on those TV ads, and they get all kinds of stuff. Some of them are so hilarious, but they're kind of one-offs, and they're going to know that we're I don't know if making fun of them is necessarily the right term, but they don't necessarily want everybody to know that they were less than smart about some of the things that they do. And you can see that one guy's right rock and roll. He's in the car, he's going to the music and all this stuff, and his foot slips off the brake and he hits the gas and drives into the wall. That every one of us, maybe not to that extent, has had their foot slip off the brake on the gas, and then you're going forward, and you just thank the good Lord that you didn't hit somebody or someone or something like that. But
never happened.
Huh?
It's never happened. I'm just kidding.
No, it's like I had a friend that bought a boat, and he's telling me all the terrible things that happened to him in the first 6 months that he had the boat. And I just said, "Welcome to the club, because if you haven't got stories about wrecking your boat a little bit when you first buy it, then you haven't used your boat." So it's the same thing in driving your car.
Gosh.
Yep.
Wow.
Yes, and Donna, I know
Donna, we have a trampoline,
but not a tramp.
You know what? Just real quick question, because you're talking about all these things. What all do you insure? Insure, or is it insure? Is it
either one? It's probably easier to tell you what we don't insure. We don't have markets for things associated with like gun manufacturing and things like that. Explosives, we don't have markets for that. Those are all specialty markets. Specialty manufacturing, we don't get into that, but we do just a ton of small business insurance policies, and like a homeowner's policy, a business insurance policy to a business owner is maybe even more important than having a homeowner's policy, because it can affect your employees. And we're seeing that with the COVID experience, and people being upset that there's no coverage for being out of business during this pandemic. And it's a whole nother, if you want to have me back and talk about some of that, I'd love to do it. I know we're under a time constraint, but most of the things we either can insure it in our office, or I just referred. My son is a senior vice president at Brown & Brown Brokers, and he works with extremely complicated risks, and I just referred somebody here in town to him. So if we can't take care of you, we've got relationships just like you do to take care of most everybody that comes across our path.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, I have one last question, but you know what? I also wanted to say, you know, always love the fact when it is Christmas time, you are a wonderful, incredible man in red with white frilly things around. I saw ears being covered, so.
Yeah, I enjoy being Santa Claus around Christmas. We do it for the grade school here in town, as you know, and then for you guys, and then I get invited for some different things over at the fort from time to time to be Santa Claus and help with some of the women and people where their husbands are deployed and they need some Santa help in their lives. So I enjoy the heck out of that.
The man in red.
Yeah, I got my own suit, and I broke down and bought the heavy belt. I got I enjoy doing it. I enjoy the kids. The kids over at the grade school are just phenomenal. They just they love seeing Santa Claus, and I enjoy fulfilling their little dreams that they have around getting something for Christmas. So yeah, thank you for that, Jurgen. But I enjoy it, and if anybody needs a Santa Claus for an event or even for your family, I'll show up. Give me the packages. I'll go ho 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 and have some fun with it. So yeah, I love it. I've been doing it for a really long time.
Actually, just trying to keep the magic alive.
Yeah, keep the magic going. Keep the magic going. Nobody in my family will ever say there is Santa Claus. There is no Santa Claus, because there is Santa Claus.
Yep.
And it happens to be me. But thank you for that. Appreciate that. Yeah. You want me to give it to you? Ho 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 ho. Merry Christmas. There we go. Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho. Everybody sing along now. Jingle bells, jingle bells. We get everybody singing.
Oh my gosh.
So we've gone off the rail. So
yeah, off the rail. Not difficult to do with me.
Davina?
No, I was going to ask about contact information. You're a wealth of knowledge and information. If anyone needs to get a quote or find out if just ask some general questions, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Get a hold of you. I'll give you. I'm going to give to your audience my private cell phone number, and it's 253-653. 6417, and just tell me that you saw me on the talent. I'll do a little asterisk after that. I don't give legal advice, and most of what I talk about is my opinion and from my experience. But you can't you can't drag me into court and say Jim said. It's just for information. But again, 253-653-6417 would be my personal cell phone, and you can call the office. I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that my wife, Karen, is an executive at Farmers Home Office, a claims adjuster, and she is an amazing lady. She's been involved in the community here in DuPont and she's a fantastic woman to be married to, and she's a fantastic woman to be in business with. So our office number is 253-964-7070. That's 253-964-7070. So I assume that we're going to wrap this up. Jurgen, Steve, Davina, Ashley, and Madeline, thank you for inviting me, and thank you for all that you do, and God bless you guys in all your endeavors.
And you as well.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming on. Thank you as always, Jim.
Yep. Have a great day. And
okay, guys.
Give Karen our love.
I will. All right.
Thank
you, guys.
Oh, Jim is great.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
You had to cotton ball her ears a little bit there, though.
So I know that was kind of funny.
You were muted. We couldn't hear you.
I don't think she quite understands yet, so we're good.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Plus, she has to figure out how to put the AirPods into her ears. So
yeah,
she will see him without even knowing it later.
Yeah.
So before we introduced Jim, we had a trivia question, didn't we?
Yeah,
we did.
So, how many years has Farmers Insurance been serving our customers? We had a couple of guesses: 32 years, 52 years, 72 years, or 92 years. Now, I'm going to guess. I'm going big on this one. It feels like they've been around forever. So I'm guessing 92. Sure.
I'm gonna go and say C, 72.
Then I'll do B.
So who's got the answer?
Hey guys.
Hey.
I heard you were looking for an answer, so I popped in.
Yeah.
All right. So today's trivia question. Can we put the question back up? You guys ready? All right. How many years has Farmers Insurance been serving customers? A, 32 years, B, 52, C, 72, or D, 92 years? So Farmers has been serving America since 1928. So that's a whole 92 years.
It's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's actually silly about me giving the answer 72 is I had the answer in front of me. I just didn't look at it.
Wow, that's awesome. 92 years, Farmers Insurance. So, hey, now you know. Good reputable company, and we got a great agent with Jim Dunn.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys. So, wanted to move into some updates and reminders that are coming up this week. Just kind of keep you abreast of what's going on. So, here, coming up this week, the first thing that we have is on August 11th, we have a Google My Business class 101. You can go to our website and register for that class. Also on August 27th at 10 a.m., we have Google My Business 2, which goes over the SEO and hyperlocal hacks. And then on September 10th, we have Google My Business Masters, and that's also at 10 a.m. So we have a ongoing series of training events hosted by West Training and Wendy Lunt. So if you have the opportunity, check out our Facebook webpage. You can come in and register for the class. You could also go to jlstraining.com, and we also have our calendar of events there as well. And then also this Wednesday, for our John L. Scott brokers, we have our 9 a.m. business meeting where we got lots of great stuff, as always, bringing you up to date on what's going on in the market, talking about situations and issues that are affecting our market in this marketplace and how we deal with them. So for our brokers, that's Wednesday, 9 a.m. Also, this Thursday, we have our community spotlight where we feature a small local business. And this Thursday, it's going to be American Built Garage Doors. And they will be on our community spotlight series, which takes place Thursday morning at 8:30. And also this Friday, we have our Forms Friday as usual, and we are going to be diving into the purchase and sale agreement and all the forms associated with the purchase and sale agreement for the next month. So this Friday, I believe it's going to be the actual purchase and sale agreement, the ins and outs of it, what's it mean, not just how to fill it out, but actually what those 5 pages mean. It'll be a 2-part series where we're going to start on it this week and then pick it up on part 2 next week. And then the last thing going on this week is we have our Friday Talent Report Market Update. And Jurgen Davina will be giving you the market update for the week, going over the new listings within the office, so you get the news right as it comes out, giving you a preview of the listings, and then also going over all the open houses that are scheduled for the weekend. So that is what is going on this Friday or this week. Oh, and then one last thing, we have Facebook Friday on our Facebook page, where we bring in a guest speaker from outside, and they're giving you just drop in a little bit of knowledge, some stuff that you can use. So tune into that. We'll get you more information on who that is going to be coming up this Friday. So there is your news and updates for the week.
Be careful with those finger pistols. Boom.
I know.
It's okay. I'm covered. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's time to wrap up our another Monday, huh?
It is. I'm ready. Who's ready for the week? It's like another. I'm ready to go for some reason.
It's I just feel like we've been just in a time warp. Like the days are going by so fast. The months are flying by. Like I was thinking about just going into the COVID season was like in like February-ish, March. And now here it is August. And it looks like, I feel like we just almost, I don't want to say lost some months, but just like the brain it's just weird.
It is, but it feels like a good busy, even though we've had this whole COVID season, it just still seems like it's busy. There's lots of stuff to do, lots of stuff that needs to be done. And we're working our way around it. We're working our way through it, and we're just making stuff happen. I mean, and lots of good stuff coming up. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it is definitely good. It just seems like this year is flying by so fast. It was January and now here we are August, and we've got a few more months, and it's going to be in the winter, back to our winter and Christmas and back to the new year again. 2021 is right around the corner.
Yeah.
It always feels like this right about now, though. I mean, it's different in the way of how we're getting to this point, but it always seems like about halfway through the year, we end up blinking our eyes and just going, what happened?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, all right. Well,
today actually,
go ahead.
Kind of today, I just wanted to say that was a really good reminder at the very beginning of what Jim said, though, about the about comprehensive and not only covering inside of the home, but remembering that that you have that coverage outside of the home as well. That's something. And if you guys don't know what your policies cover, that's really a good reason to reach out to your agent and understand. Because I certainly, if you'd have brought that example to me about an accident occurring outside of the home, I wouldn't have. That would have been the last thought I would have checking my home insurance.
Yeah, covers a lot. So yeah, read your policy or reach out to your homeowner's insurance company or your rent. I mean, they're check. And we're talking about homeowners insurance. There's also renters insurance policies too. And so if you're renting and you have insurance, definitely reach out to your insurance agent and get information about what your coverages are. Yep. Good advice. So,
Great advice.
Right, guys, you ready to blow this joint? No, I was kidding.
Who's going to bring us home?
They don't insure that.
You want Maddie to count us down? Say, Maddie, say 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, she's shy. It's okay. All right. Well, I'll count us down. You guys ready?
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. So a big be bold on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Be
bold.
Be bold.
See you later.